Hello.
Yo.
Welcome to Cool Ranch Corner, episode 47, baby.
Yes, sir.
Getting close to 50.
Yes, we are.
Got some interesting topics for you guys today.
I'm pissed off, okay? I'm mad. I'm really mad. Because this week, my favorite pair of shoes, like the sole straight up ripped off. I cannot wear those shoes anymore. I tried hot gluing them when I was having issues before, and they are beyond repair now. So I
Can you
had
show them to us?
grab it really quick. It's bad, dude. Like look at this crap, bro.
Oh man, that's like a full-on blowout.
Yeah, dude.
Damn.
Like they lasted 4 years, which is, I mean, it's not bad. But now I have
It's like some old man shoes.
well, they were like kind of like dress shoey. But now I have to wear freaking Converse to work, and
Did they blow out like at work?
yeah, dude. My supervisor,
That's
he
frustrating.
comes in, he goes, Is your shoe falling apart? And I was like, yeah. I was like,
I would have just like put tape around it just to
Well-
get through the day.
well, luckily we haven't had any work this past week, and so we've just been sitting around doing nothing. And so I was like, I think it was like 8 or 9 o'clock when he pointed it out, and I was like, yeah, no, they've been like that for a little bit today. And we were planning on leaving 2 hours early, so it was like pretty much it wasn't an issue until I started walking out, and I was like, oh my god, it's hard to walk with the sole gone. Like my foot kept popping out, and I as soon as I got home, I was like, dude, that was like the worst. Like I don't know what it is. It's like it's almost better to just have no shoes at all than it is to have shoes that suck. It's crazy. But now I have to wear Converse, and I have to get used to those, and they have like no support, so it's just we'll
Yeah,
see.
Converse are like they look cool, but God, bro, they are terrible for walking
They're-
and like running and stuff.
They feel a lot better for like I feel like I can actually run in those, and they're
They're
lighter.
they're
They're
They're like a
lighter.
pain in the ass to untie too, because the laces they have. I always hated that about them. Because I double tie my shoes,
Yeah, I do too. Because so one of the guys,
get knotted easy.
one of the assemblers, he was like, "Yeah, I usually like put the shoelaces in the shoe to hide them." He's like, "Your shoelaces are kind of flopping
Yeah.
around because they're so big," and I'm like, "Hey, I'll try that because he kind of had a point. So I might
I
might
just
do
never
that."
liked how they rub like my shin when I do that.
That's fair.
I just can't stand that. Like I'm very picky about shoes and stuff.
Well,
I don't know. My laces on my boots are high enough to where I just tuck them into my pants and they don't show. So
I usually I have to wear these. They're like these heel straps that are meant for like ESD protection, right? And
gotcha.
so I already have to put stuff in the side of my shoe, so it won't make a big difference.
I think that's good. This might be the most boring topic we've ever started with. You have anything else to talk about that happened this week, or is that it?
No.
Oh God,
I'm
Oh.
serious. I was really mad about
Chris
my
the
shoe
cobbler
blowing
over
up.
here,
The cobbler.
shoe cobbler.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of little stuff. I got a new partnership to announce. We got a new code that you guys can use, and I'll get to that during the ad break. I'm really happy about it because I love the product. Chris has got a shipment on the way for him to try because I think he's really gonna like it.
Yes, sir.
I think I may have spoke too soon last week. Auditions are dead this week, so I was wrong. They're not back. I had those 3 last week, and then this week nothing. TikTok took a big old poo poo a couple days ago. Like I literally have gotten messages from other content creators. Not going to name names, obviously, for their privacy, but people who are at my size, one even bigger, are like, "Are you noticing like a huge downtrend in views?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have for a while. Like, I mean, I literally the last year since like TikTok Shop launched, it's literally been like just worse and worse as it goes. Like when I go on my TikTok now, I see I the first thing I see is usually an ad, and then I see a TikTok shop video, and then I see like 3 live streams, so like 3 TikTok lives, and then another TikTok shop video, maybe another one, and then I see an actual video that somebody just posted. And it's usually something ridiculous and like nonsensical, and I don't even watch the whole thing. Um, Bobby has expressed to me how frustrated she is because like she sees the videos on her For You page like that are viral and she clicks on them and it seems like they're all from brand new accounts. So apparently right now, if you want to start a TikTok, it's a great time because they're pushing new accounts. Um, but I don't know what it is, man. TikTok is just in a weird spot right now. Luckily, like YouTube is has been where my content does the best for a long time now. But I think I literally get like more, if not the same amount of views on Instagram as I do on TikTok now. And I have 170,000 followers on there, so that's ridiculous. I have 2 TikTok accounts. So if you're not following my Derek Bowder account, go follow that because the content on there is more random and like I post a lot of movie stuff on there, like ranking movies and stuff like that, or just random stuff. I reply to comments even more on there. Like specifically, like if somebody asks a question, I'll answer it on there. I've also been reacting to movie trailers and stuff on there, so that's fun. Um, but I sometimes I get better views on that account than I do on my main, and I literally have like not probably not even 0.1% of the followers. So it seems like followers on TikTok are a complete joke now. It doesn't matter how many you have. They do not push your videos to your followers. I've been telling people on my TikTok lives to turn on notifications if they haven't, because otherwise, like, I mean, I get questions all the time. Hey, watch this. Hey, try this. Hey, do that. And I'm like, dude, I did that months ago. You just haven't seen it because TikTok doesn't push stuff. It's really frustrating. So if there's anything that you've been recommending for a while and I haven't answered it, check to see if I've done it already or watched it already or whatever it is, because chances are I already have. You just haven't seen it. Very frustrating. So TikTok needs to get their shit together. Otherwise, I seriously think that more and more creators, like big creators, the ones who really like keep people on the platform, are gonna like just stop posting on there, because what's the point? You put all this work into stuff and it goes nowhere. I mean, like I look at people who have double the followers that I do, and it makes me feel better because I'm like, okay, this person has double the followers and they post a video and it struggles to hit 10,000 views. And they have almost 10 million followers. It's ridiculous. It seems like older videos are doing better. So, like videos that I've posted literally like a month ago are like popping off all of a sudden. So, I'm gonna continue posting because that's what I always do when stuff like this happens. But I really hope TikTok gets it together, because I seriously think it doesn't matter whether it gets banned or not. I think the platform's gonna start to die because, like personally, I find myself watching YouTube Shorts more than I watch TikTok now.
Well, so I know back when I was on TikTok, the what was, I don't know what the creator program was called, but like when they would pay you, they would base the money that you got off of like the first 3 days the video being posted. But do they still do that, or do you get?
Yeah, they actually pay better now, like way better. The problem is the videos don't get views, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I still make like I would say like 10% of what I make a month comes from TikTok now, which is up from what it used to be. The old TikTok creator program, it paid like, I don't know, it started out paying like 20 cents per 1,000 views, and then it went down to like 3 cents per 1,000 views, which is like nothing. You can have a video go viral and it makes like $100.
That was
nothing.
That was around, I think, when I was
Yeah,
paid. Yeah.
but they have a program now, and it's for videos that are a minute plus. And so for those videos that are a minute plus, you get somewhere between, I've seen on my videos anywhere from like 70 cents to like $1.10 per 1,000 views. Which, if you have a video go viral, like I've had some that are a minute long get a million views, and it's like, yo, I made $500 from that one video. That's dope. But people are like, "Oh, it's because of pushing TikTok Shop," and I've posted TikTok Shop videos, and they literally just get like stuck at like 2K. It's like not even worth posting them for me. Bobby's had some better luck with some of those, but it's just a mess, man. I don't know what's going on with the platform, and like I said, I'll keep posting, but if anything, don't worry, I'll still post on YouTube Shorts and Instagram if TikTok completely
I
goes tits up or gets banned.
I think
So
the problem is that you know, you can get the same kind of content on other platforms now. I think when TikTok was the only platform that did that, that's when it was doing really well.
yeah, I think they're trying too hard to be YouTube. I've heard some
Yeah.
people say like if your views are struggling, try posting like a video that's like a couple of minutes long. I'm going to try posting Pollo Loco on there, but chances are it's either gonna get taken down for violence, or I'll have to post up. Like if that happens, I'm gonna post up until the violent moment, and then be like, to watch the whole thing, I'm sorry, you just have to go to a different platform because they won't let me post it on
Well,
there.
so
Uh,
uh,
it'll probably get disqualified.
this is kind of kind of going off topic for this part, but um, did you see Twitch has increased the prices for
Yeah,
subs?
I don't want to talk about Twitch personally, but yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I just saying. I think every platform's struggling right now.
I think so too. I think we're in a weird transitional period where I'm seeing some people say that the you're gonna start to see movies and TV shows actually like post part of their movie or TV show, if not the full thing, on social media. That's crazy. But I mean, for indie films, it's like kind of a cool idea because you can basically promote a video and people are like, yo, I've seen the first 10 minutes of this movie and it says right here that it's on like Amazon. I can go watch it for $2, the whole thing. You know, like it could work in for some circumstances it could like actually be a good thing, but um I don't know, man. Some of the auditions I've gotten are for this new thing called vertical films, and it's literally like you're watching a TikTok but with like a movie budget. And I just don't see people watching that, but I could be wrong. I mean,
Well, because I know like I've seen some videos where they edit like a scene from like Blade Runner, right? Where they fill in the gaps that you would have if it was vertical, and it does look cool, but
oh yeah, yeah, I've seen those where it's like, what if this movie was shot vertically?
yeah, it
Yeah,
does look cool. But I'm also like, that means it's designed for your phone, and that means you're
pretty
gonna
sure
lose a.
people use AI to do that.
Yeah, of course, yeah, and I think that you would lose a ton of detail by doing that. You like,
I think that as an industry they need to like put their foot down and go, okay, look, we don't want the film industry and the social media industry to merge, because when it comes to actually making a living doing that stuff, I don't think they can go hand in hand. I just don't. I think one or the other is going to suffer, and people won't be able to make a living doing either one anymore. Um, who knows, man? I'm just like, okay. I mean, I don't. I didn't know we were going to spend this much time on the topic, but basically, I'll put it this way. I am seeing video after video of people complaining, like, yo, I'm working 3 jobs and I can't support myself. I'm struggling to pay rent, working 3 jobs, right? That's the stuff I see. And I'm like, I just bought a Mustang and like we're able to save money like every month. And like, once we buy a house, like I legitimately think I'm gonna either get a big loan or something and literally finance like part of a film, to get like a bigger budget for a movie someday. But right now my main focus is like, okay, we got to get a house, because if we don't have the house, then doing that stuff and investing into films will affect when we try to get a house. So the house has got to come first. But I don't know if we're going to get a house next year or the year after. I just know that we have to be careful about how much money we put into films, because on paper, when it comes to taxes, unless the movie has made money back, it looks like you just started a failing business, because they start as an LLC, right? That's how they're filed. And so like when we make this feature film, the Coast Guard one, I'm literally going to have a producer like do an LLC in their name. So I have to find a producer that I really trust, and there's a couple that I'm talking to, but it's so tricky. And I don't complain about the TikTok stuff and the state of everything because I know other people are working like regular 9 to 5 jobs and they're struggling. So I feel like I have no reason to complain because I get to work from home. I get to spend time with my family every day. I literally every night I've been screenwriting knowing that like bills are paid, my family has health insurance. I'm driving my dream car basically right now because it really is enough for me. I like people are like, are you going to upgrade to a V8? Are you going to mod it? No. I have 315 horsepower, just as much torque, 350 foot-pounds of torque, which is what my GT had, and I get 33 miles per gallon on the highway. Like I literally have the best of both worlds when it comes to my car. I'm happy with it. It's fast enough. It's about to be paid off because I chose to get a loan just to kind of feel things out because I didn't know what's going on with everything. But it's going to be paid off here in like a month or two because I'm literally just able to pay it off, you know? Because I basically was able to trade in my Corolla and put half the money down from that, you know? Um, but we're also doing this thing where like we pay our taxes in like quarterly increments because that's easier than like, hey, like it's tax season, time to pay, 25% of what you made. So we do it in a way where it's like in increments so that it's less stressful on our finances. And then when tax season does come, this year we're supposed to get a big tax credit from Pollo Loco. And so that should actually give us some money back for like the first time since we started content creation. So um I don't know, man. Like I said, I really can't complain when it comes to like the economy and stuff because I'm doing fine, but I understand that like the average person is really struggling right now. Gas prices are up. People can't afford to just get fast food when they're tired as hell from working 3 jobs.
By the way, that fast food thing is the biggest thing because like that used to be the place that you go to if you don't have money, and now
Yeah.
like dollar menus are unheard of, which
Yeah.
sucks.
I mean, they have the meal deals, but you're very limited on what you can choose. You
I
know?
think that like the triple layer cheese burrito from Taco Bell used to be like 89 cents, and now it's like $4. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just
Like
really, dude.
I I'm I should have my manager reach out to Factor and see about doing something with them too because I've been eating the Factor meals. Like I have I have a thing. I think you get a free box, Chris, if I give you this code. They'll literally send you a free box and it's
I
worth
gotta
like
see.
$160.
I gotta see what
The
meals they
food,
actually have.
it is like so I'm doing keto, so the boxes that I get comes with keto stuff, right? And keto stuff tends to have a lot of fat, so it seems like a lot less food, but you're still getting the same amount of calories. But if you're not keto, like the meals are a good size and they're like gourmet. Like it tastes like a chef made them because they're chef prepared. And so once a week they send you out a box and the menu's different every week. Like there's like up to 36 different options or
Well,
something.
can I choose to get the same stuff every week?
Um, no, but they have a lot of repeat things that are like considered like top rated. But honestly, it's fun choosing the menu items and stuff. Anyways, we're not sponsored by them or anything, so I don't want to talk too much about them. But we can talk about that after this, Chris. But like I have the Factor meals delivered. I think that's like Bobby and I both get 6 meals a week, and then we go out to dinner once a week. And I think that box is like 160 a week. So if you think about it, we are saving money by doing that, you know? Um, but like, it's just a weird time, man. Like, I mean, if Kamala Harris gets elected, I don't really know how they're gonna fix the economy, and like, it's the middle class that's really like, I think feeling it the most right now. Outside of like, people who are like trying to work minimum wage jobs, but like, I don't know. I hope whatever candidate gets elected, they're able to do some stuff to kind of, whether it's stimulus checks and like stopping it. I don't know, because stimulus checks are not really like the greatest idea when it comes to inflation. But
They said they were gonna give people like what was it, like $25,000 towards a house.
I
And
don't know,
I was
man. There's all
like,
kinds of stuff talked about, but like all of it is just kind of like up in the air. None of it's been voted on. Um, but to kind of this part of the thing up. Like I feel very I feel very lucky. I'm thankful. I'm grateful to be in the position I am. And so that's why you don't hear me complain that much. I mean, it's interesting to talk about shrinkflation and all that stuff, but like I really do like feel bad for like our like the I don't know if it's just our country, but like the whole world right now just seems like it's struggling economy wise. Like we're in a recession and the government just literally refuses to acknowledge it. It seems like, you
Well,
know.
I do think they did recently say they were gonna reduce like they what was it like they do rate cuts where I think they said they were gonna do like what was it like 9 quarter point cuts or something like that. So like if you look at crypto right now, it's up because everyone's all excited about that. But like that's the only
Yeah.
good news we've had in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think we really won't know what the hell's going to happen until the election. And that's in like what, 80 days or something. So it's going to be
It's
a
in
rough
80
couple of months
days.
here. Something
Jesus,
like that,
man.
yeah. Did you see that RFK Jr. just dropped out and endorsed Trump?
Today?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And I think the polls were like it was literally like it was like 47%. Right now they're saying that 47% of voters are for Trump and 48% are for Kamala Harris. And then it was like the last 5% were for RFK. And so I think that 5% and him endorsing Trump means that, you know, like that's going to help Trump's odds. But I don't know, man. Anyways, let's get off of that depressing topic. I got a film festival tomorrow that I'm attending. So I think I'm about to see Pollo Loco on a big screen for the last time, which is kind of bittersweet, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. And in Albuquerque. So like I'm hoping that it leads to some conversations and some networking connections and stuff, because that's really the best way to do it. People see your work. Like I was at a festival in Texas and this guy like offered me a role because he saw my film and he was like, I got the part for you. And then like I didn't work out. But update on my script. Guess what page I'm on?
69.
I'm on 70 actually, but
Oh man!
I'm
Oh,
literally gonna have that. I'm probably gonna have the first draft finished by the end of this weekend, which is a great feeling because it's literally the fastest I've ever written a first draft. I think the fastest before this was like 5.5 weeks, and we're talking like 3 weeks, which is insane. Like most people, it takes them about 6 weeks to write a first draft, depending on the length. And here I am doing it in 3 weeks. But it's because I spent so much time planning, so much time planning. Like I spent like 2 weeks just developing characters. You know, I have parts. I pretty much have somebody in mind for every role except two of them, and they're supposed to go to B listers, or maybe even if the script is good enough. I hear A listers are like also like, yo, like I just want to be working and there's no work. You know, like who knows, man? Anything can happen if the script is good enough. So, um, but John Carl and Jorge have parts in it. Ben and I started index carding our script. And there's another project we're working on that I'm really excited about, but I can't say anything yet. So as a filmmaker, I am very happy right now. Things are developing. So next week, I'll have a page count for you. Like, hey, the script ended up being this many pages. I think I'm gonna fall a little bit short of 80, but I already know some spots, especially in the beginning, where I want to add some stuff. So I'll get it to 80. I think 80 pages would be great. Because that should translate to about 90 to 100 minutes of screen time because of the way that I like to take my time with stuff. You know, especially like the plan is to be able to film with the Coast Guard. Um, I don't want to say what specifically, but I think people, if they see this film at a festival, they're gonna be like, "How the fuck did they do this on such a small budget?" And it's gonna be like, you know, connections and like it really adds to the production value and stuff. So
that'd
I'm
be cool.
excited. Yeah, no, I really think we could have this $250,000 film looking like a $500,000 to $1 million film with the production value that we're hoping to get, especially with the recruiting office here. We plan on talking to them. Because no offense to the Coast Guard, but I know that like they rarely have like you gotta, at least from when I was dealing with the Coast Guard, it was like you got to make an appointment to see a recruiter because they're not at the office. Like you like literally like got
Yeah.
to set up an appointment because that's how they save time. They spend time like actually going out and recruiting. So I'm like, okay, I know the office is available to film at. I just got to coordinate it with them. And the fact that I'd be able to do that is crazy. I told Bobby the other night, I was like, I never thought I would be writing a film about this, you know, but it feels so right, and I'm so happy with it. I think my dialogue is what I'm going to be spending a lot of time refining, but it's definitely going to be an emotional shoot for me because it's inspired by real stuff that happened to me, and like there's part of it where I'm like, it literally says things that I wanted to say but just like didn't, you know, because it was just like when you're processing things in real time, like it there's things that you say and don't say that like you wish you did or didn't and stuff like that. So it's a personal emotional story, and I'm excited to share more about it eventually. But we spent a lot of time on this week's life updates, like the most I ever think we have. So let's get into our main topic.
Most of it was you, but there was a good chunk of it spent on shoes.
Yeah, Chris the cobbler.
Oh man.
But our main topic, which I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about it, Chris. World of Shirts. We're talking about World of Shirts, which is
Man.
a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while.
So
And I, yeah, you can start.
so that guy has the same problem that I have with like Chris Chan and like Wings of Redemption and stuff like that, where it's like, so he's what you would call a lol cow, right? Where it's just people only give this person attention because it's like, oh my god, look at how messed up their life is. That's hilarious, right? And like, whenever I see somebody like that, it makes me sad. Like genuinely, like I get
Yeah.
sad about it, and it's like every once in a while, this guy will pop up for me on like Instagram or something like that. Or when I was on TikTok, I got to him a lot too. And it's like every time he's just walking around middle of the road or like on the sidewalk, either throwing up or like yelling at somebody. Like that's all the guy does. I
Oh
don't know.
man, yeah. I've thought about making a TikTok where it's like the average World of Shirts video, and it's like I'm not gonna do the voice. That's mean. But like literally just like all right, I'm done. I'm not. I have a problem. I'm not drinking anymore, guys. And then it's like the next video, and it's like walking down the downtown street with like a song playing, like you're totally drunk already.
I,
Um,
is something specific happen where like that's why you want to bring him up, or is
yeah,
it...
yeah. There's been a lot of developments. Ben and his roommate, we send videos to each other all the time of like stuff that happens with them. But to sum it up, because I feel like this is gonna end up being like a TikTok clip or something. Um, when I was first introduced to World of Shirts, it was like wholesome, and he was like, you know, he was in Times Square going,
Yeah.
New York is my city now. It belongs to me. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny, you know? And people are like, yeah, he's the captain of New York. He's the new mayor of New York. And like, I think like the mayor of New York actually gave him like the fake keys to the city or something like that. Like it was fun. And then it took a dark turn because like more and more crazy things started happening where people would mess with him. And then there was that video where he was like smashing a fish on the ground or something.
Yeah,
And
that was
stomping on it.
that was the
And
point
people
where
are
he
like,
got really
okay,
bad.
yeah, people are like, yo, that's messed up, man. I don't know if I want to support this guy anymore because that's like, don't get me wrong, like he's obviously like, I think he's autistic. I can't.
I
think-
he is, yeah.
My apologies if we're wrong about that, but obviously the guy is, you know, he's dealing with some stuff. There's some sad stuff with his parents, and like, I genuinely feel for the guy. But it's gotten to the point where like he's 100% without a doubt an alcoholic. You see the guy going through withdrawal symptoms all the time where he's like shaking, and he's been on podcasts talking about like, oh, like I'm not an alcoholic anymore, like I stopped drinking and this that, and then like, you know, a week later he's doing it. But like the idea that he doesn't understand what being an alcoholic really is sad. And then like the fact that people have like encourage that behavior by watching, like, obviously the crazy stuff that happens gets views, and so it encourages him to continue doing that behavior. But I saw a video where somebody interviewed him. They were like, let's go to like your favorite restaurant, and they were like, is it true that you spend like 150 to 250 bucks a day on like food and drinks? And he was like, yep. And they're like, and so like how are you getting by? He's like, it's hard, I'm poor, I'm broke. And it's like, bro, no, you're spending all of your money. You know, that's the problem.
Jesus
And he's
Christ,
like, well, I
man.
gave you 600 bucks to do this video, so is that helping? He's like, yeah, I'm better off now, you know. But it's like, bro's gonna blow through that in 2 days. um but there's this guy, Mr. Based, right?
Yes. Yeah, I
And
heard
he's
about
been
him.
totally grooming him, dude.
Well, there was a story that happened with him recently, right? Where it like
Yeah, Keemstar picked it up because, you know, Keemstar, he's a leech. Um, Mr. Based, he assaulted some guy who was trying to record him, and so Mr. Based spent the night in jail, and back and forth several times. World of Shirts has said like, my grandfather says that if these things keep happening and you keep making me live stream outside of your apartment, then I can't hang out with you anymore. And literally, like yesterday, like the other day, Mr. Based gets out of jail, and World of Shirts moves in with him.
well, I heard that Mr. I don't like yeah, Mr. Basic assaulted somebody or something like that, right? That's
He
what
hit
happened?
somebody with a tripod, and it like they probably needed stitches. There was a lot of blood on their forehead. But anyways, um, with the amount, like there's an account called like World of Shirts Drink Tracker, and I don't think he's as consistent about posting, but literally he would be like, yo, this is how much he's spending, this is how many calories he's consuming, and this is his blood alcohol level based off of this chart. And like it'll be like, oh, he started early today by, you know, drinking like a case of twisted teas, which, and so he was only he literally had like 6 hours where he didn't have alcohol in his blood. It's like, bro is literally an alcoholic
So how are they even getting these updates though? Is he does he
because he
post?
posts all of his drinks. Yeah. And he'll
God,
be like, and he'll always say like,
Jesus.
keep in mind, we don't know if this is all he's drinking because he may not be posting every single drink. But I mean, it's just like, we are watching a guy who's literally like just destroying his liver on a daily basis, and I don't think he has much longer before he either ends up in the hospital and having to go to like rehab, um or just dying of alcohol poisoning. I mean, there's been times where he's passed out on stream. I remember there was a stream where he like threw up all over Mr. Base's apartment, and Mr. Base is like gagging in the background because it smells bad. You know, like he's like, "Ah, you're gonna make me throw up too," you know.
That's
But
that's what I mean. Like these people that that are like part of those communities where it's like literally people are just laughing at them. It's depressing, man. It really
yeah,
is.
well, I mean, Mr. Beast is totally being a leech too, because like you see, like some other content creator made a video with him that like is blowing up to. I can't remember his name. My apologies, but he's got like braces and wears glasses. Seems like a genuinely nice guy. But he was making a video with World of Shirts, and like it seemed like he was kind of checking on him and like trying to be friendly and everything. And there's Mr. Bass in the background, like hopping up and down, trying to stay in frame. And I'm just like, bro, this guy is. I mean, he is. I think somebody said that they like had either like heard him say it or recorded him saying it, but he was basically like, his whole goal is that either World of Shirts is going to like stop making content or something will happen, and his viewers and followers will go to him. And it's like, bro, that's not how social media works, just letting you know, but um
Because it
yeah,
reminds
the
me of like
guy's,
Only Use Me Blade. Because I know he was he
yeah,
was
I
like driving
mean,
around in like a an RV or something like that. And so like it's that kind of stuff. Like it's just
I I don't know how like I genuinely, okay, I grew up with, or there was somebody that I went to high school with who I believe got diagnosed as schizophrenic, and when I was living in LA, I saw him posting on social media and like live streaming that
oh
he was like in front of like the comedy store, like at, you know, waiting for Joe Rogan to show up so he could give him a sandwich or something. And I'm like, literally we were buying Bobby's car, at a dealership that was like 20 minutes away. And I was like, should I go check on him and try to like, like try and get him off the street? And she's like, if you want to, just be careful, And I went and he was gone. And I found his bag that had a sandwich in it and like a weed vape in it. So I was like, okay, bro, definitely it was inducing an episode with weed because that's a trigger. Um, and so like it reminds me of that where it's like I almost want to do something, but I know it's just not my place to do it. I've got a family, I've got my own stuff to deal with, and this guy lives in New York. So like it's not easy for me to go try and help, but I don't know how nobody else has done anything. Why isn't anybody helping this guy? He needs help. He needs to go to rehab. He needs somebody to watch out for him who's not trying to live stream every day in his apartment with him and
get
giving him
views off
drinks.
of it. Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like watching a car accident and you can't look away. You know what I mean? But like, how long is this going to go on before something bad happens? I mean, because bad stuff is already happening. But like, how long until something bad happens or he literally ends up in the hospital or dead? And how is it all over social media the way it is, and nobody's doing anything? Nobody's made an attempt to help him. Like, what is wrong with society, man? I genuinely feel bad, and I don't think I want to say anything else about it because, like, we got plenty of other topics to talk about, but it's something that has been on my mind a lot. It's just like it makes me sad, because it shows one of the issues we have with society, and it's that people feed into negative stuff for entertainment. It really shows like the negative side of social media and how like, I mean, he's always complaining. He's like, I don't want to be a celebrity. I don't want to be famous and all this stuff. But then he's like, talking about how like he's telling people he's gonna sue him and he makes $6,000 a month and all this stuff. And it's like, like I said, I think he's autistic or something. So he's not understanding the complete picture and like what he's doing to himself. And like, I mean, he's just partying every day. Like, I don't think somebody was like, oh, he's been, it's been like over a year now that he's just been getting drunk like every day. I think there was a couple days where he didn't and said like, oh, I'm cutting back on my alcohol intake. It didn't even last a week. So it's just like, damn, man. I do not see it ending well. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So, but people have asked what I think, and I'm like, I don't want to make a video on TikTok because, like, to me, the people who I have seen go viral, they're like, you guys need to stop feeding into this, blah blah blah. But you can tell that like they're talking about it for views,
Yeah.
And I don't want to be perceived that way. I mean, this might be a TikTok clip, but it's just because it's a topic that we talked about. But yeah, I don't know, man. Sad stuff, and I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he has bad intentions. I think he's being taken advantage of, and people are engaging with him because of his behavior. And so, why would he stop? It's really sad and frustrating, and I hope we get good news and he gets help or something, but it's not looking likely.
I just don't want to see him throwing up. I hate seeing that.
Jeez. Yeah, he does that a lot. Anyways,
On a
moving on
lighter
to our
note.
ad break. Support us on Patreon. Next week, we're gonna be playing the Black Ops 6 beta. So if you want to come play with us, $3. We're gonna be playing the shit out of it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
probably more. I'm gonna be playing video games more than I have in like the last 6 months because of this game and this beta. So if you want to come party up with us, join the Patreon. It's for as little as $1. It's $3 to game with us. But if you want to join the Discord and just kind of hang out with us in there and chat, check out the Patreon link in the description. Also, all of the Cool Ranch Corner episodes have been added to IMDb. I plan on doing that with Creators Unite in the very near future and maybe bringing that back as well. But if you're somebody who wants to be a producer, we have 3 producers right now, two associate producers and a co-producer who I'm going to be adding to the episodes that we've done since the Patreon came into existence. But your credits will be on there with us, so it's like, you're literally a producer of our podcast. So if that's something you want to do as well and support us, join the Patreon. As always, use G Fuel code Danny D, but they are doing a BOGO sale right now, so you can get 2 tubs for the price of 1. I believe if you spend $70, which means buying 4 tubs, you get a free Hornets shaker. So that's cool. I think my shakers are officially sold out. They're gone.
Dang.
Um, yeah. So no more. You can't get this shaker anymore, and I don't plan on doing this specific shaker again. If we do another shaker, it's gonna look different. Similar, same, but different. Uh, and then our announcement. Oh well, I'm drinking some Atari 2600 Plus. By the way, it's so good,
I
man.
got my flavor
So
bomb.
good.
I love flavor bomb. It's my favorite.
Yeah. I don't think you can get Flavor Bomb anymore though. Like
I know, and I'm
halted.
sad. That see, it's
Uh,
like every time they have a flavor that's like, oh man, I'm addicted to this, right? They get rid
Supply
of
and
it.
demand.
I
Supply and
know.
demand. But we have an announcement to make. Chris has not tried it yet, but I'm excited to hear what he thinks. He's got an order on his way. But we have a new partnership. So if energy drinks aren't your thing, we are now partnered with Fit Butters. So as you can see, they have cashew butter, peanut butter, but it's made with coconut oil. It's small batch, high quality ingredients. There's added whey protein in it, but it's not for an added protein boost. It's not for flavor. It's literally because if you did not know, the protein that you get from nuts is considered an incomplete protein. So when your body processes it, it doesn't process it as normal protein. It's like not all the amino acids are there for your body to absorb it and do the things with it that protein is for. And so they add whey protein to it, a small amount, so that your body processes it with the amino acids it needs to be a complete protein. So it's pretty smart what they do. I think this stuff tastes great. I've been eating it every day, like literally. This Fruity Pebbles is probably my favorite one so far, but you can see like it's like half gone, bro. It is freaking delicious. I've also tried this monster cookie, which is like they're not M&Ms, but they're like, it tastes like M&Ms. This is also half gone. You do have to stir it because it's, like that's when you get like raw cashew butter and raw peanut butter, the it separates because it's like an oil and then like the nut base. And so yeah, I highly recommend both of these flavors. I've got a cookies and cream one and the cocoa fruity pebbles to try, which I'll be doing in a TikTok soon. But use code Danny D for 10% off your Fit Butters. I'm looking forward to hearing what Chris has to say next week after he tries some.
Yeah, because
He's got some flavors that I'm jealous about.
yeah, I'm getting this banana maple French toast.
Oh, I really want that
That
one.
one, like, as soon as I was like, oh, it's like it's gonna be good, bro.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the Fruity Pebbles one is so damn good. They recommend putting it says put it on rice cakes, put it in your oatmeal, on your pancakes, on fruit. You put it on toast, bagels, pretty much anything you would put peanut butter on. Or you can be like me and like
Just
just
eat
eat it with a spoon.
Yeah.
Because I'm keto. But this stuff is great. It's high quality stuff. It's not full of a bunch of BS. And it's fun. It's like a treat without cheating and like it's keto friendly. And I'm looking forward to having Theo try because I think he's gonna love it too. I've also they're sending me I think like Brookie, which is like brownie cookie, and like I think salted caramel candy bar
Yeah,
or
'cause
something.
I ordered
So
the Scotcheroo one, which is supposed to be like
yeah,
butterscotch. So
yeah,
that'll
that sounds
be,
really good.
yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so go Danny D for 10% off Fit Butters to support the podcast because I know not everybody is into energy drinks and not everybody is like I understand money's valuable, especially right now with the state of the economy. You might want to support us in a way where you actually get something in return. So get you some Fit Butters. They're $15 per tub, and I think there's 14 servings in a tub. But you get that 10% off, and it literally comes down to like I think $1 a serving, and it's 200 calories. So it's like pretty good bang for your buck when it comes to like sustenance. And yeah, refrigeration's not required either, so that's nice. You don't have to refrigerate it. and it's good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with them, and they seem like really nice people. It's like a family owned thing. Like I think this wife and husband started it, and, they're doing it all themselves. It's getting into stores now too. So
Ooh.
I think Walmart sells a couple flavors. Um, yeah, get you some Fit Butters, get you some G Fuel, join the Patreon. On to this week's Patreon questions. If you guys did not know, one of the benefits you get from the Patreon is you can have yourself featured by having your question or topic discussed. And so this week we got two of them. Tommy Slays, who always asks interesting questions, said, "If you could time travel, what year would you go to, and what would you do?"
So can I like bring stuff from the present day to the past? Because if I could bring my money, I'm buying like I'm gonna put a down payment for a house, and then I'm
You
investing
got
in
the
Bitcoin.
exact idea I have. I was like, yo, I'm going back to like either
2008. That's what I'm gonna do.
Bitcoin or buying a house, or I'm gonna go to like the 60s and like 11/22/63 it and literally just like
See,
invest in the stock
I
market
so
and get a milkshake and a slice of apple pie.
so I random thing. So you bring it up. I remember when I was reading the actual book, uh, I think Stephen King like sort of brings up, he gets like his character gets root beer and it tastes better, and I was like, God, like just the idea
Because it
of
wasn't
like
all processed.
yeah, just the idea of like a soda tasting better is crazy. Is
Yeah.
crazy. So
And I mean, the reason why all that stuff's gotten the way it is because everything's made so that they make the biggest profit. And of
yeah,
course, like the cheapest, shittiest ingredients are what people go for to get the most profit. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I would definitely go back and invest somehow because like people are like, I don't know. I watched a video recently and this guy was like, I think that your people are investing into stuff wrong in their 20s. And I was like, what is this guy talking about? Like, that sounds like a terrible thing to tell people. But then he had an interesting point. He was like, society tells you and by the way, this is not investment advice, okay? This is just me discussing something, okay? So don't ruin your life financially by doing something dumb. Like, oh, I'm gonna invest in myself and do this. But he was saying that a lot of people are told, you need to invest in the stock market because if you invest this much money, then in 40 years you'll have $1 million or something. And he's like, do you realize that like $1 million 40 years from now is like nothing?
That's what I keep thinking. I'm like, what's the point of it? Because if you have $1 million now, that's a ton of money. But
He said what you should invest in is yourself so that you yourself can make more money and then you just keep
well,
reinvesting. And so for me, it's filmmaking.
I personally, for me, I'm more of like a live frugally now, so that in 5-10 years you can like stop worrying about your main bills and you can buy the stuff that you want. Because like, well, I think of it right. So if you have $400,000 and you put all of that in a high yield savings account, 400K is not that hard to get if you are like a single dude like me, right? I'm just living in an
Yeah.
apartment, right?
You could save that in like 5 to 10 years easily.
Yeah, and so if you put that in a high yield savings account at 5% interest, you get 20K a year, and that's like that could be like your rent, or like
Yeah.
depending
I mean,
on your mortgage, it could be that, and so then you don't have to worry about that the entire time that you have that money. Which means, let's say you're worried about like, oh man, what if I lose my job one day, right?
yeah.
At least you'll still have a house because you'll be able to pay for it with the money you get from that interest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so for me, it's like I know how much I need to support my family every month. And so it's like, okay, I know if I save this much, then literally I could not make content for like 2 years and we would
Right.
be fine. And I could put all that time into filmmaking. And so I wouldn't say that's my goal, but my goal is to get to a point where like I'm not forced to post 5 videos a day because that's not good long term for your mental health. I'm just being honest. I used to do 10 and I don't know how the fuck I did that, especially with streaming 5 or 6 hours a day. Like I really don't know how I did that, but I did. And it was worth it. I would do it all again. But I know that like posting 5 videos a day is not something I can do forever, you know? And so for me, it's like I would love to be like 95% of my time is filmmaking or spending the 3 F's, right? Filmmaking, friends, and family, right? Like that's what I want to spend most of my time doing. And then content creation for like 5 or 10% of it. But it's gonna take a long time to get there. Like I my goal is to hopefully be to that point by the time I've been doing content for 10 years, and right now we're almost halfway there. So it's like, we'll see, man. All I know is that um the lower the budget for a film, the easier it is to make a profit and make that money back. And obviously, like after making a couple of feature films, like actually getting hired, like, hey, we're gonna pay you 50K to direct this film, and it's gonna take me, a month or two to shoot it, and then like 6 months to like 6 months is actually kind of long. I would say like 3 months of like full time like editing it, getting the sound done, all that stuff. Like 50K for like 6 months of work is like that's enough to get by.
Oh yeah.
So and not only that, I get paid by the Coast Guard still because I'm a disabled veteran. Not going to get into details for personal reasons, but I do get a check from the Coast Guard every month. So it's I mean, that's one of those things is like learning how to make passive income or doing things that allow you to make more money by like whether it's, acquiring new skills or investing in skills or your education, which I really think, without getting into it because, this episode's going to be too long if we do and we spent so much time on other stuff,
Like
but
shoes.
I really think that like getting a college education is really dictated by what career field you're doing. Like there's career fields where you have to, but I think most degrees now are not worth what they were like 30,
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Yeah, and a lot of times
Um,
they just want the degree to justify hiring you. It's not even that they really care about it. It's just they know someone's gonna question it later on.
yeah. Well, the way I've been looking at it is like, okay, this first film, I'm gonna try and get a $300,000 budget, but I know I could do it for less if I had to. But I think I can get that. I can get the producers to do it based off of Pollo Loco and its performance, and like what we were like the fact that we were able to make a 26-minute film that won 34 awards and 14 nominations so far on a $30,000 budget is not easy. And so it's like, imagine what we could do if I had 10 times that budget and actually had some of that set aside to market it and like all that stuff. That's a game changer, man. And so it's like, okay, and then the next film after that, if I should be able to get that same budget, no problem. But if I want to increase the budget and get a bigger budget, then I'm probably going to basically do what people do when they go to school by, getting a loan to invest in their own skills. Instead of getting a student loan, I'll get a loan to invest in a film, because I would say that's smarter than taking your own savings and putting it in because you don't know when you're going to get the money back. And I mean, let's be honest, when it comes to filmmaking and content creation and stuff like that, getting your money back is not guaranteed, you know? And so that's kind of my mindset right now. We went so off topic. Thank you for your topic, Tommy. But yeah, no, if I were to go back in time, I would 100% invest so that, because even if I just had $1 million, man, I could make 4 feature films with that. And to me, that's insane that more people don't do that. But it's because everybody wants a bigger budget, more money.
Yeah,
but it's not about the money for me.
For me, the year would definitely be like 2008.
Yeah,
that's probably when I would go to.
Get a mansion.
I don't even know if I buy
your sale.
I think I just get a bunker, bro.
A bunker. Nikki asks, what is your guys' favorite childhood memory? I have mine, so you go first.
Oh, I gotta think about mine, dude. Honestly,
you gotta think about. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. This actually includes you, so tell me if this hits for you. The first Transformers movie came out on 4th of July, and our dad, who at the time was, obviously not our dad, had just asked us if it was okay to propose to our mom. And so after like living with our grandparents and then like our mom, like, raising us as a single parent for a couple of years and stuff like that, and living in an apartment after living in a house that like literally was like built like for us, you know what I mean? Like that's like the house that we like were born into, I think literally was like, hey, they bought land and had a house built. And so to go from that to living with your grandparents and then living in an apartment while our mom was like a full-time substitute teacher and student, and all of that struggle and growing up without a father figure and stuff like that, for our now dad to come in and go, hey, like, I want to be your stepfather. I want to marry your mom, all that stuff. It was like, it was like everything's going to be okay. There was this feeling that like everything is going to work out. And like all of the struggle that we had just gone through as a family was like coming to an end or at least improving. And I remember he had just asked us that and then gone back to Rhode Island because that's where he was stationed. He was in the Coast Guard at the time still. He was getting medically discharged. And so like it was like a big crossroads in our life, as kids. And I remember like he had just said that. He had introduced us to Linkin Park, which is still one of my favorite bands of all time. R.I.P. Chester Bennington. But what I've done was in Transformers, and we had just seen it, and then we were watching the fireworks, literally like outside the movie theater in the parking lot, just watching the fireworks, listening to Linkin Park because we were just like addicted to that album because it just came out minutes to midnight, and it was just like this overwhelming feeling of like it's gonna be okay, like life is gonna work out, like I don't know, it was just like there's this comforting feeling that I can't really attribute to any other moment in my life like that. Um, one of my favorite memories from my childhood, though, easily.
So the problem is, I think I was still too young to understand what was going on when that happened.
Yeah, I think you were like,
I had to have been like 5.
yeah, because I think I was 11 or 12.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you were like Theo's age,
Yeah.
if
So
not younger.
because
Yeah, you were like a little younger than Theo at the time.
my
You were happy though. I remember that. We were all happy, man.
my favorite childhood memory is more of like I don't know. My answer's a little weird because it's like I don't have like a specific memory where I'm like, oh man, like that was an awesome time. It's just more of like a general period of time where it was like I remember life was like so simple and it was very easy to just be happy about what was going on. And so like an example is I remember 3rd grade. It was like they'd always have like the little Christmas parties right before winter break. We just sat there and watched the Polar Express, and we got like these little pictures of trains, and we were supposed to just like put our own design on there. And I literally was like, oh, I want to make it realistic. I got like black and brown crayons and was just scribbling all over the train, right? Because I was like, yeah, that's what trains look like. They're just all rusty and stuff. And so we're sitting there, we're eating candy and watching Polar Express and just drawing. And it was like, it didn't matter that my train looked like crap. It didn't matter that it was
Yeah.
cold outside. I was just happy to be in that spot where it was like I knew my multiplication tables and I was gonna get Legos for Christmas, and I was like, man, like this is the life. Like this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing about like being a kid. I like if I were to try and make a movie about it, I would be trying to capture that kind of feeling. Is that like as a kid, it's almost like things are just happening around you and you have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
But you also don't have like any real responsibility besides like, not pissing off your parents and getting bad
Oh
grades
man,
and
I gotta
stuff.
turn in my reading log. Oh no. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like I just that feeling of like, things are simple. Like you literally just get up, go to school, come home, get your homework done, which I think it's so funny to look back and be like, oh, I hated homework, but it's like I look at Theo and his homework and he's like, oh, I don't want to do homework. I'm like, bro, you got like one sheet of like fill in the blank sentences because it's just like a reading bank, It's
Yeah.
like you literally just have to read the sentence like I blank my bicycle. And it's like, all right, let's go through the words. I tell my bicycle? No, that doesn't make sense.
I eat.
I ride my bicycle? Yeah, that makes sense. It's a ride. Yay, cross it out of the it's so simple, but as a kid you're like, this is the worst shit ever, like it's like nails on chalkboard, you don't want to do it, but
Well, and granted, homework doesn't really get too bad until you get to like I would say probably high school.
apparently kids are getting less and less homework nowadays too.
Well, because homework is such a stupid like I. Okay, I get the
I
point.
get
Of
the
homework.
point. It's important as a kid to understand deadlines and have pressure on you to get something done because that is something that translates to being an adult. Um, but like the nature of the homework and like what you have to do and stuff doesn't always make sense. You
Yeah,
know?
like I don't know why we had reading logs in sophomore year of high school. I hated that teacher. That yeah, dude, we had straight up we had to write a summary about our like whatever we read, and we had to write it in cursive. And I told that lady, I was like,
God, I hate cursive.
I'm going to switch teachers because I don't think writing in cursive is gonna make me a better author. And she pulls out a book, and I'm like, what is that? She goes, oh, I wrote this, and I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking like, okay, if you're such a good author, why have I never heard you from you?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's like if they pull out a book. I wrote this. It's like, then why are you a teacher?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and so I remember like, and the only reason why I stayed in that class is because she was like, "Oh, well, it sounds like you're a quitter," and I was like, "Shut up!" I was like, "I'm not." And so
Sounds like you're a quitter. It's like, nah, bitch. I got different
well,
interests. I'm gonna do something more meaningful with my life.
and the thing is that
I
teacher
mean,
is
being a teacher is meaningful.
that the same teacher who called me a quitter, she gave me a B one semester because she was like, "Oh, you guys can turn in your reading logs late." And I had the flu one week right before winter break, and I remember I turned my reading log in late. I go and ask her, I'm like, "Hey, so are you gonna grade this anytime soon? Because we have like a week left until we go on break." She goes, "Maybe," and
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh,
"What do
I
you
hate
mean maybe?"
I hate when. Can
Dude,
I use the bathroom? I don't know. Can you?
she goes, I have finals to grade. And I'm like, we already have the grades for this. She goes, oh, these people turn theirs in late. And I'm like, how do you turn a final in late? I don't
Seriously,
understand that.
how's that even allowed?
Yeah, I was like, I would get it if it was like, oh, like some kids were absent, they turned in late. No, we had to write an essay, and there was a due date for it, and
I
they
got
turned in
finals
late.
grade. How many do you have? How many
Yeah,
kids were late?
yeah, because like
That's
and even then,
crazy.
if it was like, oh yeah, 30 kids turned their finals in late. Okay, so you're telling me it was faster to grade 150 other kids' essays than these 30 kids? Like, did they write a whole book?
Yeah,
I don't get it. I hated that teacher so much. She gave me a
I
B.
our mom is a
Suck it.
teacher. So I don't know if I don't know if mom listens to this, but
She
I want to
does.
be very clear. I want to be very clear. I respect teachers. I think teachers deserve to be paid more. I think they have one of the hardest jobs out there that you can get. But there are some teachers out there who are just pieces of shit, and they just chose to do that because they didn't know what else to do with their life.
Yes.
There's people who genuinely like our mom who genuinely cares about kids and their educational development, and then there's teachers who are like, you know, like my dream of being a painter didn't work out, so now I teach art class, and I you know, like it's just like, come on, man, like it. No offense, it's to me, it's like I've encountered two kinds of acting teachers. The acting teachers that are going to tell you, hey, your dream of being an actor is never going to happen. But here I am selling you a class and I'm going to teach you how to act. You know what I mean? Like they didn't make it so that this. And then I've had like teachers who are working actors who actually like coach on the side and then also are like in stuff. Like the acting teacher I've taken the most classes with, she was in like an Oscar winning film. So you can't really talk shit, you know? Like that's different. But there are like the public school system is such a mess in this country, and I like watching our mom be a teacher and like how much effort and like heart she puts into it just to be like underpaid and like overworked as has been one of those things that's made me so sad. And like I don't know, I don't know how it's not a bigger deal because you see some of these other countries like China and their educational system, and it's like, bro, like that's the way to do it. They should be paid like doctors.
Here's the real problem. Okay, I know we're already over an hour because we're getting deep into stuff this episode, but
The other topics are quick.
teachers, their job would be a lot easier if their class sizes weren't so freaking big, right? Because
Yeah.
my best example of this. So when I was like getting my associates finished up, I took physics 2 at a community college, and like the class had like I think 15 people in it, right? And so it was a pretty small class, and it was like if you ever needed help, it was really easy to just go up to the teacher and ask, or he's already walking around anyways, and he can see if you're struggling because there's not very many people in there. Meanwhile, I go and take some classes at an actual university, and it's like 150 kids in there. The professor doesn't care. they don't care. They like they're just like, oh yeah, if you have any questions, just see me after class. And then it's like, oh, but here's the problem. One, this classroom's gonna get taken up by another professor in the next 15 minutes. And two, I'm paying for this class, and you're making me come later. Like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Help me now.
I
I'm paying more for this class, and I'm getting less information from it. This is stupid.
Before we move on from this topic, I really think that I'm starting to see a pattern and stuff. Like I really think colleges are comparable to like film festivals. There are a ton of film festivals out there. I entered into like 200 and we got accepted into like 40, right? So we have like a 20% acceptance rate, but I think maybe 5% of those festivals were actually like worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of festivals out there you could tell are just they just exist to make money. Everything is set up to make a profit. And that's how college is. There's only a handful of colleges out there or universities that are actually worth the name that they have. Like graduating from that university means something, like Princeton or some shit, right? But there's a lot of colleges out there that it's just business. I mean, altogether, the college industry is a business. Like it's all made to make money off of people. It's really messed up. That's why I chose not to go to college. And like I don't know, man. I don't know if it's some. I think we're gonna see a huge shift in our lifetime where they're really going to start like being like, hey, like college is definitely not for everybody. Because like the way we were raised was like the idea is that you get good grades, you go to a good college, you get a good job, and like that is just not realistic anymore. You know, like what college and like that diploma or whatever like really doesn't. Like I saw a TikTok the other day where somebody was like, I applied for this job, and then like I got it over somebody else because I had a diploma from a university. But then they were like, oh, we like, yeah, no, like that's how much you're getting paid. And it's like, dude, that's like $1 more than minimum wage. You're saying I spent $80,000 on a college education to make $1 more than minimum wage? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that people have talked about at my job is it's like if you're hourly, I think the highest position that you can get there, you can get paid like I think like 80K, like at like the highest level for that position, and there's engineers that make less than that. Like
Yeah,
it's
no,
messed up, man.
I I hate politics, so I don't want to get into it. But like the wage gap and all that stuff is definitely like it's getting worse, man.
Yeah.
Definitely getting worse. Let's go on to our other topics. Thank you for those questions, guys. I think it's really cool.
Really good questions as well.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
yeah, Nikki, I think it's really cool to have seen from our answers to your question that both of us our favorite childhood memories were in one way or another movie related. So it just kind of goes to show. It goes to show how much of an impact on your life movies have, man.
I didn't even think
Like,
about that.
dude, I mean, the Polar
Yeah, you make a
Express
good point.
is phenomenal. I love the Polar Express. That movie's so sick, dude. I like it, we watch it every year, man. Yeah, those were our favorite memories, and that's what we would do if we went back in time. But rumor, okay, rumor. Jack Black and Paul Rudd are making a reboot of Anaconda,
Just no, no, I don't want it.
and it's supposed to be a comedy.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I think
Well,
we need,
Ben and I were talking about it, and we were like, dude, like if we could, we would totally make a movie that's like about a giant snake kind of thing, but like a legit scary horror movie. Like, cause snakes are scary. I fucking hate snakes, man. They're terrifying. The
Dude,
idea
I
of being
told you
swallowed by a
that-
giant snake
that-
alive
that
is
one
literally
time
my worst nightmare.
I came home from work that one time, and I remember I was talking on the phone, and there was a snake in the parking lot of my old apartment complex, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" Because I hadn't seen a snake since I was like 8. I was
They
like,
literally
"What is-"
represent the devil in the Bible. Like they're terrifying. I hate snakes.
Yeah, and so I'm. The thing is,
I would
though,
have to see a trailer. I like both of those actors, but Anaconda, when I was a kid, was like legitimately scary. And
And yeah.
making it a comedy, like, come on.
Yeah, and also Jack Black is in so much crap right now. Like he's gonna be in the Minecraft movie, and then they did
He was
Do Come to
Claptrap.
Canada. Yeah, and then that movie sucked.
I mean, good for
apparently.
him.
Yeah,
What? Oh, Borderlands. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean it was a mess, but I blame the studio for that.
yeah.
Um,
And then they're
because
making a Borderlands
Jack
4
Black was
now.
like, yeah, no, everybody in the Discord was like, hell yeah, let's play Borderlands 3, because those are fun games. But yeah, I don't want it, but if
I'm
it
glad
means
we're
we
on the
get,
same page then. Cool.
yeah, but the thing is like I'll still watch it. I'll still watch it
I probably won't.
because I like Anaconda. I grew up watching Anaconda,
And
and
that
there's a
one,
bunch of Anaconda movies I haven't seen, but the first two were worth watching, and the first one is so corny and cheesy, but I mean, just
I think Anaconda had
it's like
that.
Jaws with a snake.
So DVDs used to have this thing where there was like an interactive game you could get on them, and Anaconda had one, I think. And then
Oh yeah. They came with like an extra disc that was like a
yeah,
DVD or like a CD-ROM or whatever, right?
Ice Age had that as well, and it was like a
Yeah, I
game where you
remember
go
that.
through the ice tunnels and you would kind of that I
And now
remember that.
PCs don't even have a freaking disc tray anymore.
Yeah, one of my friends at work, he got a PC from another coworker, and I was like, dude, there's a disc drive in here.
Yeah,
And he's like, oh,
that's
sick.
crazy. Yeah, cool. I got burned DVDs. um, but yeah, no, I mean the one thing I could say about that rumor, is that like it seems like a pretty fresh new rumor is that maybe like because whenever something big like that comes out, there's usually somebody who's like, oh, let's capitalize on the fact that they're making a movie of that nature and do something different, you know? And so it's like maybe somebody will make a scary snake movie again. Because there was a movie growing up that I saw on like sci-fi. It was genuinely scary and well made, and it was about like rattlesnakes like literally killing people in this town, like arachnophobia. There was just rattlesnakes everywhere, and I was like, that's terrifying
What
to
is the
me.
fear of snakes called?
I don't know, but I know a lot of people have it. It's like one of the most common fears.
Huh.
I
Indiana
mean,
Jones had that.
like, yeah, no, like they say that humans have like a certain percentage of humans, it's like above 50% have like an instinctual fear of snakes. Like literally, if a snake lands in front of you, you're gonna be like fight or flight mode because it's just like instinct
I
to
should
be
have
afraid of
when
those.
I saw that one when I was on the phone with you. I should have like froze up for a second. I was like, "What is that?" And then as soon as I
That's
saw
what
it
happens
move, I
to
was
me.
like, "Screw that, bro!" I went completely around. I
I
was like, "No, I'm not
I
touching
got
that."
chased by a rat snake when I was a kid. I was poking sticks in a hole, and one came out and literally chased me down a canal, like for like 50 feet.
That's
It
the
was
thing.
terrifying.
It's what's weird is, actually, I saw a video of a snake taking a dump recently.
Okay, time to move on. Time to move on. I got a really interesting topic for Conspiracy Corner this week. Something for the audience to look into. I let me find out what the guy's actual name is, but I stumbled upon a TikTok, and this guy was going through. He was talking about the Vegas shooting, the one that happened in like what 2016? Was it
I don't
2016?
know when it was. It was a while ago, like a long time ago.
It's crazy how long it's been because it feels like it just happened. But this guy was going through the and I'm gonna find him so that I can so people can look it up if they're interested because it was one of the craziest videos I've ever seen. And of course, TikTok's not loading on my PC. This freaking app. 'Cause I sent it to Bobby and she was like, "That's crazy." But this guy was talking about how he found if you search up, you know, like you search up something specific about the shooting, somebody, you don't know who, made a map that literally has like it literally has sorry, it's like starting to play here. Trying to okay, the guy's name is his account name is Cancel This Clothing Co. Interesting name. But he talks about like conspiracies and stuff, right? And he has like it's a 9 minute and 40-second video called The Craziest Story That Quote Unquote Never Happened. And he found a website that somebody built an interactive map of the events of that shooting that night. It has 911 calls that you can listen to with transcripts.
Ooh, that's scary.
It's got the autopsy reports where all the deaths happened, all this stuff. And it is just a crazy rabbit hole of all these different things that happened that night that don't add up. Like literally it talks about how there was two helicopters who flew over near the event and turned off their transponders 20 minutes before the shooting happened and turned it back on 15 minutes after it happened. And if you look up the helicopters that are listed on there, there are these helicopters that are designed to be extra quiet by using their exhaust to propel themselves and stay stationary instead of a rotor, like a tail rotor.
We're gonna be watching this after the episode, 100%.
We'll watch it after the episode. It's nuts, bro. But it also shows like all the different 911 calls that happened in a certain radius, and there are people who called 911 like 10 miles away, saying that there were shootings happening in the casino they were in. All of this stuff happening at once, and it's just none of it adds up. It's all fishy. And then like the idea that like they just dismissed this thing. They were talking about it on PKA like briefly. I don't know if you remember. They talked about it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was they didn't go too deep into it, but yeah.
No, but like they were like, yeah, it is kind of weird that like this crazy shooting happens, and like if a little shooting happens where like 5 people die, they don't shut up about it for a month. But this one happens, and like a week later, it's like it didn't happen. They don't talk about it. They just go, oh yeah, some crazy old guy lost his shit. Disregard all these other weird details. Like you remember I mentioned in a previous episode, if you go watch the body cam footage, there are freaking SWAT team members who are literally saying on the radio the window is not broken, and they show it, and the window that they say he was shooting out of is not broken.
You're talking about an old episode, aren't you? Like an old one.
Yeah.
Right? Dang.
No, recently, like within the last 10 episodes.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about it for very briefly, but yeah, go check out this video from Cancel This Clothing Co. called "The Craziest Story That Never Happened." It's like 9 minutes and 40 seconds long, and the stuff that he talks about is insane. And like the whole video, he's like, I'm being very careful about how I word this because I don't want to get my stuff taken down. And I'm gonna watch more of this guy's videos because I really like the style that his videos are done, and it's a rabbit hole, man. So if you're one of those people like me who are like, yo, that shit does not add up, and like this is just gonna give you more info that'll send your head spinning, man. It is one of those things where I'm like, dude, like, you know how they say like if you became president, would you like want to see the JFK files? I want to see the files on this shit because it does not make any sense. And so many people died, and we still don't know why the hell it happened. And there's all these things that don't add up, and it screams conspiracy, bro.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's Conspiracy Corner for this week. Shout out to that guy for making that video because it was fascinating in a very sad, depressing way. But for our serious news story, the last major topic this week. By the way, we're filming this a day early because of the film festival. So if anything happens like the next day and we don't talk about it, that's why. But the serious news story that I have for this week, because there really wasn't much else going on besides like annoying, boring ass political stuff, because it's all about the election right now. But Chick-fil-A is starting their own streaming service.
Stop it! No.
And it's supposed to be family content, and most of it's supposed to be like unscripted reality-based stuff. I think that's a terrible idea. You're a fast food chain. Stay in your lane, man.
Yeah.
Like, I could understand if maybe like a bunch of fast food chains got together and were like, we're starting the fast food network. That would be interesting, but the idea that it's going to be like content that there's not really like that much of an audience for, and like, okay, if it's free, that's one thing, but I guarantee you it's not.
You want to know who would be really good for making a streaming service? Taco Bell.
Dude. I mean, like, sign me up. I'll do some fucking content for that. I'll get paid minimum wage to do stuff.
I don't know, but I don't have great feelings towards Chick-fil-A because everything they have there tastes like pickles.
I think they're so overrated in my opinion, man.
Their brownies are amazing.
Their milkshakes are amazing. They kill it when it comes to desserts, but everything else is dependent on their sauce.
The only place where I'm like, no, like I love this place. Every time I go there, I have a really good experience. The only place that's like that is Raising Cane's. And
yeah, you got to try Slim Chicken.
That's the only place that I am like, I will die for because it's so good. And
yeah. So because I'm keto, I've been eating a lot of like my go-to like cheat meal is chicken wings because it fits the keto diet. I think Buffalo Wild Wings and Slim Chickens have my favorite wings. Wingstop is ass, bro. I tried. Their boneless wings are okay. I like their fries. Their fries are kind of like Five Guys. But I tried their traditional wings and like they smelled weird. I was like, yo, am I gonna get salmonella from this shit? But I ate it and it was fine. But like for the price, they were small. Slim Chickens, I think, has like the most gourmet wings I've had. But I don't know what it is, but when it comes to Buffalo Wild Wings, dude, their traditional wings are like the biggest I've ever had, and their sauces are just perfect for
Dude,
it, man.
man, you know,
And
I
it's affordable.
Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm serious. Like, if you guys bring back that thing where like if it's your birthday, you get that chocolate cake.
I think that's still a thing.
They stopped it a while back. I remember there was a whole thing about
The
it.
only times I've asked and they were like, "Oh, sorry, no, it's because they didn't have any." Because the cake is not made by
Oh,
them.
so they
They
really?
buy the cake from like a special company, they said. Because Bobby asked for some and they're like, "Oh yeah, we just got an order." And like some guy was literally like taking them out of a truck and she's like, "Yeah, I guess they get them from like a special
Oh,
bakery."
because
No wonder it's so damn good.
I thought that they stopped doing this. Okay, so then like, what you're saying is I have a reason to go there on my birthday now.
Seriously. And not only that, they have like blazing rewards now, so you actually get like free stuff on your
Yeah,
birthday.
but
So
they do the thing where if it's your birthday, they give it to you for free, right?
yeah, and I'm pretty sure last time I checked, it was like you can either get like a free like uh lunch meal, right, which is like 6 wings and fries or some shit and a drink, or you could pick like this cookie thing or a slice of cake for your birthday.
Yeah,
So
that
I'm
cake is
pretty sure
so
they
good,
still
man.
do it. It is some of the best chocolate cake I've ever had. They have these like chocolate chips on the side. They give it this nice crunch
And
and like
they
oh,
use well, I don't
and
know if they still do.
put
It.
a,
They
they
slice
put
of,
ice cream.
yeah, or a
Yeah,
scoop of ice cream. I mean, not a slice of
yeah,
ice
scoop of
cream.
vanilla ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like, I know for like for your birthday, pretty much every place does some free thing, and if they don't, that's ridiculous because it's I mean it's your birthday. You want people to come to your place, your establishment on their birthday. I think that is probably like my number one choice, Buffalo Wild Wings to get that cake for my birthday because it's just so good, man.
Dude,
It's like a chocolate cake.
my
Oh,
my birthday falls on a Saturday this year, and so I'm half tempted to just like do a run around the city and just grab all the free stuff that I'll get. Because dude, I think I get like
smart.
you think you get like a free donut from Dunkin' Donuts or something like
I
that?
think
Like,
Little Caesars does like a free lunch combo with their deep dish or something.
I don't know, man. I like
It's
Little
free
Caesars.
pizza, man.
Yeah, but dude, sometimes like I have too much pizza and like it makes my stomach feel like garbage, dude. It's like I have a couple,
Yeah.
just like one too many slices and I'm just like done. Like I
I
can't.
haven't had pizza in a long time because of keto. By the way, I'm on day 23 of keto and I weighed myself yesterday and I weigh I am the lowest weight I've been in like 5 years.
Dang. Can't relate. My weight has been the same for like 5
And
years.
still got the muscles, baby. The muscles have not gone away as fast as I thought they would. So but yeah, this is an extra small shirt, by the way. Like I like, and look, there's room in this thing, man. It's crazy. Okay. I ain't gonna go.
Well, I will
I
say
got like a 6 pack right now. I'm feeling pretty good about
the
myself. All right.
the collar kind of weirds me out though. It looks like you're wearing your shirt backwards.
Yeah, this like I got these shirts for really cheap, but it's like a really it's a brand that I really like. But I will say the color is kind of weird. I don't know if it's
I
this
don't like
shirt
shirts like
specifically is
that
stitched weird, but
because
it's a really comfortable shirt and it
this
fits me
one,
well.
and you can tell which side's the front because it goes down a little bit when you have yeah, it literally looks like your shirt's on backwards, bro.
But it's the length and stuff that I like. It fits my arms well, you know. I'm very picky about shirts because they can make you look even shorter, and I am
Yeah,
not a tall guy, so
polos
um
polos go hard, bro. I'm just saying.
they have some polos that I want to get, but I mean because their stuff is so high quality, it's not cheap, so I'm kind of pacing myself on the clothes that I buy, but anyway, anyways, um I
This
think
episode's been all over the place, bro.
The Chick-fil-A streaming service is a terrible idea.
Yeah, Taco Bell, you should get in the
I-
game though, 100%.
Yeah, Taco Bell, give them some competition, man. Literally all Taco Bell has to do is make their shit scripted and it'll be higher quality.
Yeah.
Because reality stuff is just so bad, man. I don't know how people still watch it. I mean, they're talking about a collapse of reality TV right now. Terrible time to get in the game.
Yeah.
But and not only that, like I said, if you have to pay for it, I cannot justify paying for Chick-fil-A's streaming service on top of everything else I have to pay
What
for.
they could do is if you spend a certain amount of money at Chick-fil-A every month, you get a free month of their
Hell
streaming
no, I'm
service.
getting a free milkshake before I get that shit.
No, like it's included.
I guess. Um, so to end off our episode, TV, and game recommendations of the week. What do you got, Chris?
Chappie. I keep thinking of that movie because it's
Underrated.
especially because so Boston Dynamics they're the guys that made that robot dog. So they're making a new version of their like humanoid robot, and I was looking at it do push-ups yesterday, and I was like, holy crap, man!
Yeah, bro.
It moves like a person does, and it just made me think of Chappie, and I was like, like that movie is honestly, it's crazy how
Yeah,
good
Hugh
the robot
Jackman in
looks
it.
in that. Yeah, and honestly, like just
Very
I,
underrated.
despite because Hugh Jackman usually steals the show.
It
Despite
is
him being in it, I actually like I almost forget he's in it because the entire movie itself is just very fascinating. Like the robot is a really cool piece of like motion capture history,
Yeah.
honestly, because it really changed the game. That movie is just very cool. And then what's the movie? Is it the
Yeah, I was
creator?
gonna. Yeah, the creator.
Yeah, that one
Kind of
is a
similar, but
similar vibe. Yeah.
did you
So
watch it?
yeah, yeah,
I liked it. I thought it was
yeah.
pretty good.
hmm
A little long,
I
but
didn't like the
good.
ending to it, but yeah,
Kind of cliche, but I felt the emotion enough.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. If you guys have seen District 9 and you haven't seen Chappie, that's probably like the next best thing that director's made besides like Gran Turismo, which was super good by the way. I think I have it on our account. You should watch that. It was really good, Gran Turismo. And it has David Harbour in it. He
Ooh,
kills it in that movie. Yeah. There's also Elysium, which is like that Matt Damon one that just I don't know, it feels like a half-baked movie where like there's hints of greatness and like the concept's good, but the execution is just super corny. But Chappie is probably the next best thing he's made next District 9 when it comes to like that world because it's the same universe, all of it, I guess. Actually, I don't know if Elysium and Chappie are in the same universe as District 9. I think Elysium and Chappie are the same universe because they have the same robots
that
in them.
sounds right. Yeah.
So in Elysium, there's these robot police, and in Chappie, it's the same kind of robot, but
Same
this guy
model of
gives
robot. Yeah.
artificial intelligence. Yeah, and like there's a whole emotional thing.
I
And
gotta rewatch Chappie again, man. That
I
movie
gotta
is so
rewatch
good.
all three, man. I think we did rewatch District 9 recently. That's such a badass movie, and the fact that that whole movie was kind of like an accident because they were
I
supposed to make a Halo movie is crazy.
I hate the freaking fingernail part though. That's the part
Oh,
I hate that.
the practical effects of the movie are gnarly.
Yeah, dude. Good movie though.
Yeah, there's a little bit of body horror to that one for sure. Another interesting thing that kind of segues into my picks. That director Neil Blomkamp was on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan was like, "Whatever happened to that Alien movie you were supposed to make?" And he was like, "I think the reception to Chappie is what killed that development because he was supposed to make an Alien movie set between Alien and Aliens, or I think it was no, it was supposed to be right after Aliens or
hmm
something, a sequel to Aliens." And the new Alien Romulus is between Alien and Aliens. It's a confusing timeline, but Chris, I actually think you would like those movies, man.
Wait, I'm confused. So you're saying Chappie wasn't received well?
No, it was a big box office bomb.
What?
Yeah, it did not. It was considered a big disappointment because I think people were like, Elysium just was nowhere near as good as District 9, and people really wanted a District 10 or whatever they're gonna call it,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be happening again. So, but that's interesting. But it segues into one of my picks. Joe Rogan has had a bunch of actors on recently. Like he had who did he have first? I can't remember. But then he had Adam Sandler on.
hmm
And then that episode was great, by the way. Check out Adam Sandler's episode of Joe Rogan. But the one that I just watched that I think is one of my favorite episodes of all time was Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe was just on like a couple days ago, and I watched the whole thing. It was if you don't understand, if you're like, oh, anybody can be an actor, because I've been getting that comment a lot, like anybody can do that. watch Russell Crowe's episode and you will understand why acting is such a hard profession to not only get into, but to establish yourself for a career in. Check out that episode of Joe Rogan. But my actual movie pick of the week is Alien Romulus. I think it is probably next to Deadpool and Wolverine the best thing that you can go see in theaters right now. I call it a frustratingly fun time because the first half of that movie made me think we were literally watching possibly the greatest alien movie made. And that's a big thing to say because like the first Alien's considered like basically a masterpiece, and then Aliens is considered like one of the best sequels of all time. But the first half of that movie establishes the world and how like it gave me like Blade Runner vibes. Like that's why I'm saying I think you would actually enjoy that franchise, Chris, because it's fun and different and unique, and it's sci-fi, and it's not so much horror as it is like
when does it take
creepy.
place?
The like Romulus,
No, like Alien.
like 150 years in the future.
They got like space guns and stuff, or what?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch it.
But Alien Romulus is probably my favorite Alien movie. But at the same time, it frustrated the hell out of me because the second half just feels like they took a bunch of ideas from the other Alien movies, and even like Prometheus and stuff like that, and like and some of the crappier ones, because there's like two or three Alien movies that are kind of bad. Like the second Alien versus Predator gets shit on a lot. And then Alien 3 was a nightmare, but David Fincher made it, so it's well made at least, like technically. And then Alien Resurrection is like the cheesiest, fun, bad horror movie in that franchise. But
I see like Alien and Alien versus Predator and all that stuff. Like to me, it's very similar to like Terminator. That's how I've always viewed it, where it's like just kind of like a sci-fi action. Like it's supposed to be kind of cheesy. Like
yeah, Alien Romulus has some of the best set design and practical effects that I've seen in my lifetime. Like honestly, like up there with like The Thing. Or not that I won't go that far. It's because The Thing is just like otherworldly. Like the stuff they came up with for that movie is like, who the hell imagined this, you know? This is up there though. Like it's probably my second favorite movie when it comes to like horror practical effects. But the second half just it was kind of disappointing from a plot standpoint. Like they do a lot of recycled ideas and stuff that just kind of let me down. Like it was very predictable for me in the second half. But the first half I was like, yo, this is perfect, man. Like I want more of this, and then it just kind of does its thing. And but I think it's like I said, next to Deadpool and Wolverine and like maybe Trap, I think it would be the number one movie that I would recommend to go see this weekend. And I hope we get more horror movies like that, because the amount of work that goes into the set design and practical effects and stuff is, I mean, it's you have to respect it. And yeah, so go see Alien Romulus, check out Russell Crowe on Joe Rogan, and if you like District 9, definitely check out Chappie, because I think it's the next best thing that Neil Blomkamp has made next to Gran Turismo. So yeah, I'll talk about my experience with seeing Pollo Loco on the big screen for the last time next time. But thanks for listening, and get yourself some G Fuel
and some fit butter.
Some Fit Butters. Code Danny D for both of those, and support our Patreon. Come play Call of Duty with us this next week.
Oh, I can't wait, bro. Can't wait.
So stoked.